I saw two survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs bound for the United States back over so they could stay in the fight. And potentially, given all the context we heard, of other narco-terrorist boats in the area coming to their aid.
I think it'd be hard to watch this series of videos and not be troubled by it. So I don't reach the same conclusion that Senator Cotton does.
Now, I have respect for both senators, but there's an expression. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And we are at a place where if you are on the right, you see one thing, and if you are on the left, you see another thing. Same video, two different things. And that's not because eyewitness testimony varies. That's true, but this is also true. My point is, politically, I don't get where the left is coming from on this one. Look, I want due process. I think Congress should go after the president for unilateral military action that he is not authorized to do. But just like with the El Salvador thing about a gangbanger being removed from the country in a way the Democrats didn't like, is this the hill you want to die on? Defending the guys in a boatload of drugs heading towards our country? Anyway, let's bring in the big man, author of the New York Times best-selling book, over 20 best-selling books, by the way. This one is Confronting Evil. Bill O'Reilly, who was with the president last night, and he's got some tea. So, first of all, give us a little color about the night you had, but also segue into why they're doing more of these and like this fight.
Okay, so the White House is magnificent. Boy, I've been going there for 25 years around holiday time, and every part of the inside of it, just your almost mouth drops open, how nice it is. And it's an interesting play by President Trump. He believes in grandeur, that grandeur is attached to power. It's almost like Versailles, that if you have foreign people come to the White House and they just gobsmacked about the environment, that you immediately have an advantage, that you are at the top of the chart. But the portraits, and the president put up all the other presidents outside the Rose Garden, looks great. Oval Office, I was there for 40 minutes, never looked better. So just aesthetically, the Marine Corps band was there. Food was good. I didn't eat it, but everybody said it was good. All right, so then you want to get into the war on terror. So that's what everybody's forgetting about. This story is the war on terror. And if you trace it, and I have a really good debate with a colonel, a former JAG, on my YouTube. It's youtube.com/Bill O'Reilly. And it took place last night. And I believe I won the debate pretty handily because I brought in the history of the war on terror. That right after 9/11, all the rules of engagement changed about tracking down and eliminating terrorist threats to America. All the rules changed. No more Geneva Convention if the designation is that these people are terrorists. And that's what President Trump did to the Venezuelan drug cartels. So you can yell and scream, and coons can run around, and all of that. It's not going to change, and you're not going to win in court. But the strategy is to inhibit the drug cartels from moving in the Caribbean and in the Pacific Ocean, to stop it because they won't have anybody to carry the narcotics, to kind of strangle them from within. That is the anti-terrorist strategy. And as you said, there is no mass empathy for these people on the part of the American public. So it's a winning issue for the Trump administration.
I mean, look, I have a difference of opinion in terms of how it works with the designation, that you would rely on a 2001 authorization of use of military force, that Congress has sat back and allowed president after president after president to do this.
But that's called
politically. Yes, I know, and I don't like it. I don't like the president, but I agree with the political analysis, and I think it's a good issue for the president.
You are an American, and you can disagree all you want. But when you have, all right, President Bush the younger, Barack Obama, President Trump first term, not Biden so much, because Biden really didn't do anything.
He didn't do much.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Biden, then Trump too. When you have all of those presidents using the terror designation,
Yeah, any
right,
way they wanted.
you can't win this. You can't.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That's why I'm mad at Congress. I'm not mad at the president for using power the same way every other president has. And when they say, yeah, but he's doing it more and he's doing it in ways, look, it's subjective, but this is what happens when you establish a standard, is that now they have to live with it. But just politically, I get this. Here's the one I don't get that I need your help with. So I watched the clip of the president say, you know, his signature issue was gas and groceries. You and I talked about it a million times during the campaign. Cost of living, he called it. Now the Democrats call it affordability. He says this is a scam. They caused the problems. He's getting hanged now for not being aware of the pricing problems in this country. I don't understand that play. I understand this play with the drug boats. I don't understand why he's not leaning into taking on affordability so the Democrats don't take the issue from him, which I think is happening.
I think you'll see it after Christmas, after the first of the year. They're certainly aware of the poll numbers, and they're aware that Americans are disenchanted with the amount of money they have to spend to live. Now, the cost of oil is coming down, and coming down fairly consistently, except in California, which taxes their residents to an extent never before seen in this country. But everywhere else, the cost of a gallon of gas is coming down. So that's one thing that is, and this is interesting, very rarely reported. So on a week ago Friday, gas prices went below $3, and NBC and ABC News didn't even report it. And that's a strategy.
Well, it depends where you are, Bill.
No,
you know,
they didn't.
and
Well,
it's about
but the
why.
national
Gas
average,
prices are
Cuomo.
going down because demand is dropping.
Okay,
you know
whatever
what I mean?
it is,
it's
they're
not
going
as
down.
simple.
I tell people on my show,
Yeah.
don't buy steak. And you want the prices to go down? Don't buy steak. Okay, they'll go down. Buy chicken, buy tuna. That's how you get prices down. But it's the insurance prices that are killing everybody. And I discussed that with President Trump. I discussed it with him. I said, listen.
What do you say?
Well, their strategy is not well formulated right now, but the clock's ticking. And I said, Mr. President, and I only do this when asked. I don't like storm into the White House going, hey, you got to do this. That's not what I do. If somebody asks me, then I give them my opinion. And I did. I've done that for 5 presidents. I'm the president whisperer. So anyway, I said, look, there's almost so much you can do in a free marketplace. You could go out and say, hey, don't buy steak for a month, and steak prices will go down. If you do.
You could remove his tariffs.
But
if he removes his tariffs.
I don't believe that is a good strategy myself, because they're amassing so much money they're going to be able to pay down a debt, and that's coming. And that's going to be big.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's where the money is going. I mean, he wants to give the money back. He wants to fund different accounts.
It's
about who's paying the money.
It's up to him.
You know what I mean?
But he makes the call.
Yeah, it is up to him, unless he loses the lawsuits about the legality of the underlying tariffs to begin with.
And that's coming, but
which may be a gift to him.
I don't expect him to lose. I think it'll be 5-4 in his favor, because it's a national security situation. That's where it always goes back to the court. But anyway, the Republican Party, not just President Trump, they understand that they better get a way that Americans understand to lower healthcare insurance, to lower house insurance, car insurance. And the way to do that is to open it up so insurance companies can compete across state lines. Right now, the states strangle you because the states are in charge of insurance rates, and they're not doing a job. It's not 1 out of 50 that's doing it, policing. Okay? If you can pay Patrick Mahomes $10 million to jump up and down State Farm Insurance, okay, you really need to pay him 10? Is that what you really need to do? Give the folks a break, but no. All right? So the Republican Party knows that if it goes past January and that Americans are not getting any relief in the insurance area, that they'll lose. Remember, Barack Obama, 2017, got waxed in his second midterm, blown out. And when Republicans ask me about it, I say, look at what happened to Mr. Obama. That could happen to you. But President Trump is ultra aware of this. Okay, it is a big thing. He's annoyed by it. That's why you hear the affordability stuff, because he's annoyed by it, because that's not breaking his way right now. But he's aware of it, and I'd be stunned if he and Thune and Johnson, and I did suggest, I have to tell the NewsNation audience the truth. I said, you guys, you three have to get out there and answer questions. Have a big press conference. What are you going to do? And you got to do that fast in January. Whether they do it or not, it's up to them.
Bill O'Reilly, I appreciate you unpacking it and sharing a little of your night and some insight into what we are all watching in real time.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I came back to do the Cuomo show. I'm in New York now. No, I came back
Thank you very much.
on the train to do this.
Really?
Cuomo. Yeah, on the train.
I appreciate you. Your level of commitment is unparalleled. Thank you very much. Be
Thanks
well.
for having me.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.